All right. Footnotes 36. 1. Corician, said to mean of the leather sack, may record the ancient custom of confining winds in bags, followed by Aeolus, and preserved by medieval witches. In other Corician cave at Delphi, Delphine's serpent mate was called Python, not Typhon. Python, serpent, personified the destructive north wind. Winds were habitually depicted with serpent tails, which whirls down in Syria from Mount Casus and on Greece from Mount Haemus. Typhon, on the other hand, means stupefying smoke, and his appearance describes a volcanic eruption. Hence, Zeus was said to have buried him at least under Mount Etna. But the name Typhon also meant the burning sirocco from the southern desert, a cause of havoc in Libya and Greece, which carries a volcanic smell and was pictured by the Egyptians as a desert ass. The god Set, whose breath Typhon was said to be, maimed Osiris in much the same way as Python maimed Zeus, but both were finally overcome, and the parallel has confused Python with Typhon. 2. This divine flight into Egypt, as Lucian observes, was invented to account for the Egyptian worship of gods in animal form. Zeus Ammon as ram, Hermes Thos as ibis or crane, Hera Isis as crow, Artemis Pasht as cat, and so on, but it may also refer historically to a frightened exodus of priests and priestesses from the Aegean archipelago when a volcanic eruption engulfed half of the large island of Thera shortly before 2000 BC. Cats were not domesticated in classical Greece. A further source of this legend seems to be the Babylonian creation epic, the Enuma Elish, according to which the Damascus's earlier version, the goddess Tiamat, her consort Apsu, and their son Mumi, Confusion, let loose Kingu and a horde of other monsters against the newly born trinity of gods, Ea, Anu, and Bel. A panic fight follows, but presently Bel rallies his brothers, takes command, and defeats Tiamat's forces, crushing her skull with a club and slicing her into two, like a flatfish. 3. The myth of Zeus, Delphine, and the bearskin record Zeus's humiliation at the hands of the great goddess worshipped at Sheber, whose chief oracle was at Delphi. The historical occasion is unknown, but the Cadmeans of Boeotia seem to have been concerned with preserving the Zeus cult. Typhon's ephemeral fruits given him by the three fates appear to be the usual death apples. In a Proto-Hittite version of the myth, the serpent Ilionka overcomes the storm god and takes away his eyes and heart, which he recovers by a stratagem. The divine council then call on the goddess Inara to exact vengeance. Ilionka, invited by her to a feast, eats until gorged, whereupon she binds him with a cord and he is dispatched by the storm god. 4. Mount Casus, now Jebel el Akra, is the Mount Hazi, which figures in the Hittite story of Ukalukumi, the stone giant who grew at an enormous rate and was ordered by his father Komaburai to destroy the 70 gods of heaven. Storm god, the sun god, the goddess of beauty, and all their fellow deities failed to kill Uli Kumi until Ea, the god of wisdom, using the knife that originally severed heaven from earth, cut off the monster's feet and sent it crashing into the sea. Elements of this story occur in the myth of Typhon and also in that of the Aleuts, who grew at the same rate and used mountains as a ladder to heaven. The Cadmeans are likely to have brought these legends into Greece from Asia Minor.